This is the history of the Highland Bank building in Bloomington. This Highland Bank has been around since several years, and we're going to do history of it. And this clock used to work, and then later on it glitched, and now in the daytime it stops working. It sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work, but let's do history of how the digital clock has worked back in the day. September of 2007, this is what the Highland Bank logo used to look like. It was all capitalized. Over here they have a sign right here that said, "Welcome 24-hour ATM drive-through." This is where you get your instant cash, and it's a pretty big building with an elevator. May of 2009, they still got the instant cash sign, and then the Highland Bank logo got changed from an orange into a new one. It was all capitalized. September of 2011, the clock, they decided to get rid of this instant cash sign, and they decided to build a temperature clock. They bought it off of Scamazon for about $100. This is actually part of the building. Up here is the new Highland Bank sign. They just changed their logo again. And then there's your temperature clock, which goes in carousel mode, and you can see it was 11:29 a.m. and it was kind of rainy. And it was I think it was 84 degrees. It was pretty warm in 2011. And basically this clock would go into carousel mode 206, 35 degrees, 206, 35 degrees, over and over again. That's how many banks do that. Even my weather radio does that too. October of 2013, it was 69 degrees outside, and it was pretty warm. Yeah. And the clock was still working, temperature clock. August of 2014, the clock is working. The camera is just refreshing, so that's why you see the 15. That's why you see the minutes say 15, but you can't see the hours because it's actually not the clock is broken. I mean, the clock is working, but the camera is just picking up, is just cutting off. So that's basically the camera sometimes picks off, but the clock is working. That 15 is actually just from the Google Street View's camera, but it's not it's broken, but it's just from the camera. Yeah, Google Street View cars to pick up flickering lights, and sometimes they can sometimes pick it up as glitchy, but that's okay. But overall, Highland Bank is working good. August of 2015, it was 75 degrees outside. Clock is going good. Highland Bank is still open, and yeah. August of 2016, it was 51 degrees. You probably can't see it, but the clock is going good with the temperature, and the temperature clock is going good at Highland Bank, and it seems like it's doing pretty well. They just replaced the ATM. July of 2017, the temperature clock was turned off due to a software update, so they had problems loading the weather data and the time. September of 2019, the clock is still turned off because they are going to be getting new businesses soon, so that's why they're doing a software update of it. August of 2021, the clock still hasn't been turned on yet, and they have no idea how to enable it. It may have just been broken, or maybe it just decided to break. March of 2022, clock is still turned off. There is a bit of snow on the clock, so it's kind of cold. It might not, so it probably wouldn't start. But overall, it's still open. May of 2023, clock is still not turned on. There's a bit of some snow, or maybe that's just I don't know if that's snow or just some leaves. But overall, it's still open. And then as of now, the clock is still turned off, and the temperature. And then sometimes during the nighttime, you can just see it barely even works. You can kind of see it just shows a little bit of segments where it just doesn't work at all, and they have no idea how to fix it. So now this clock is just broken forever. I have no idea if they're going to be buying a new clock, but I did make a review of this place, and they said that they're aware of this digital clock not working, so they're probably just going to be buying a new one. But anyways, thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe for more. Peace.